Hi, Dana.
Hi.
So you've taken me to a lovely restaurant.
Yeah.
What is this place?
We're at Omnia Gourmet, and it's in Dubai. And we came here because they're one of the few places that have vegan items on the menu. So they have some very interesting desserts, which we've just tried.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, how did you like that?
Yeah, it's lovely. So what did you eat?
I had the banoffee tart. It's a roll tart, so which was really very interesting, and the desserts are very rich, so
Yeah.
they're nice. You feel full after having one.
Is it difficult to find vegan food in Dubai?
Well, yeah, eating out is a challenge. There's a lot of places that are not very familiar with veganism or vegan eating, vegan ingredients. They don't really know what we're asking for sometimes. And the only vegan 100%, there's only one restaurant that's 100% vegan in Dubai. Other than that, you always have to ask the restaurants to modify a dish, or can you please remove this item, or take this ingredient out, and so on. And then a lot of times there's not much help with the staff because they're not very oriented with the lifestyle.
Yeah.
So that's the struggle, I guess.
What do you think is a good way to help people understand what veganism is?
Well, I think we try. The thing is, we ask them, and when we're in restaurants, and for example, they have pizza dough and they add milk to it, and you ask them and you say, I mean, why would you want to have milk in pizza dough? Because originally we never used to do that. So why are you adding this? And then you start telling them not only about veganism, that there are people who are allergic to dairy, there are children who are allergic to dairy products. So the minute you start introducing ingredients for no specific reason, really, like in baking, then you're really just adding a problem to the menu. So I think with us asking them always and asking about ingredients and asking them to remove ingredients, they will start to know what we really need.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of them are trying to accommodate us, but it's taking a while.
Yeah.
But to speak about veganism in general, it really depends on who's on the other side of the store. So a lot of people are very skeptic of our way of life, and to them, a vegan person is someone who eats salad and is very fanatic about their idea of life. And some of them are very receptive to a normal discussion. So it depends, really.
Are people in Dubai open to veganism?
Well, you have both kinds of people. Those who will either start joking about it and asking you, when are you going to be normal again? And there are people who are really genuinely interested. And then when you start explaining to them the ingredients that they're eating, and then the unnecessary additions that they are, to their foods that they're not aware of, I guess it starts hitting home, and then they start really realizing what they're eating and what we're trying to say as well. So it really depends. You have two sides of the coin, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. What do you do for a living?
Well, I'm a graphic designer by profession. I work for myself, and on the side I started like a year ago to do a vegan bakery. So I bake vegan desserts on demand, and my business is called Quirky Banana. So I started, and it's really very interesting that most of my clients are actually non-vegan.
Wow,
They're
cool.
people who want to eat healthy desserts, basically. What my basic intention was actually, and still is to show people that vegan food is just as tasty, it's just as good, and it's healthier, and it's cruelty-free. So if you can have the same cake and the same taste and the same really goodness, but without being cruel to any creature, then why choose the other one?
Yeah.
So I've been taking part in markets, like the artisan market, and people are really being very, very positive about it. When they taste the cakes, they love them. So to me, that's really that's great awareness, at least.
Do you know anyone that's turned vegan through your cakes?
Well, I mean, I've had people asking me, people when they see a vegan in the market, it's always a very, I realized it's a very good way to open up a conversation, and people start asking because a lot of people are interested, but they have their own doubts, especially mothers with children. They're always worried about giving their children enough nutrients, what to replace this with, and all of that. So it becomes a conversation about advice and what do you think I should do with that. And I always try and tell people, because I realize that a lot of them are scared of that dramatic shift, even if they're vegetarians or even actually if they're omnivores and then they want to switch to a vegan diet. They're always scared of that really like drastic change. So I always suggest to them that they start with shorter periods, even like 2-3 days a week, or maybe just try for a week and see how you go and so on. And that idea seemed to really hit well with a lot of people, because then you're giving them that room to breathe and not panic about it.
Yeah.
And they always say, oh, I never thought about it. Oh, 2 days a week at least. So it's a start, it's a good start, but then it gives them room to start building their own research and start realizing that it's really easily doable. It's not that big of a deal.
So we should start a vegan cake army.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, if it's just really raising awareness, that to me is a success. That to me is something that I feel I've done a lot by just seeing people eating the cakes or the dessert and saying, oh my God, oh, that tastes really good. Yeah. So that's it, I'm done. So whether they buy or they don't buy, then I've done my bit of it.
It can be seen as activism.
Well, in a way, yeah, maybe, yeah. Or, yeah, exactly. But it feels good. It feels good that the message is going through. And then I realized in the beginning, my first market, I keep on telling people, oh, everything is vegan, and then they just look at me, and I realized that a lot of them aren't even familiar with the term. So then I started saying it's dairy-free, it's egg-free, and then they started saying dairy-free, egg-free, and then every time you say a word, they repeat it, and then they realize that, oh, okay, so it's free of this, and still tastes the same.
Do you have any vegan baking tips for people?
Well, yeah, I mean, what I'm trying to do is going back to basics with the desserts I bake. For example, I don't do like creams and swirls and all of those additives and stuff. I go back to the basic cake and to the basic cookies, and I realized that the more the basic the ingredients are, the better quality of product you have, because you're not really trying to mask anything. You're not trying to add cream because the base is too dry, or trying to add sweet stuff because the cookie isn't really, I mean, it's too bland or something. So I realized that the more you eliminate from the ingredient list and go back to really very basic ingredients, you come up with a very, very fresh tasting and smelling product. And I think the biggest advantage we have with vegan baking is that we do not have the aftertaste of dairy products, because or that I don't want to say stench because it's such a negative word, but that stench of a reek of eggs. You know, like when you have something with eggs and then you leave it in the fridge for another day, a dessert or something, it starts smelling, or you get, it's not fresh. You would never have that with vegan products because there are no animal products in there. Number one, they last for a very long period and they stay fresh because they don't go off. And the other thing is, there's no aftertaste in anything you eat. It's just that taste, and that's what it is about. Yeah. So I always say, I mean, the only tip I can say is just reduce the ingredients to a bare minimum, and then add the things that you love adding to it. But always the more basic, the better the quality is.
What made you move to Dubai?
Well, I think I graduated from college that same year, and for some reason I just wanted to try something new, and I wanted to just leave my home country and just be somewhere else. So I came to Dubai, and I thought, I'll just be here for a couple of years and and then see how it goes. And it's been 17 years.
Yeah.
So this place grows on you, I guess. But so far it's been good. I mean, I've been meeting people from all over the world, and it's in Dubai that I became a vegan, because I was vegetarian since '95 and a vegan for over 3 years now. So and I've met so many people. I've met so many vegans in Dubai. We have a society over here, and we do like meetups, and we share tips, and we're very active amongst each other. So we always help each other out as well. So it's a very nice community. It's become really like a small family.
Do you think it's important to have like a social network?
Yeah, because I think you get a lot of hostility, and you get a lot of, as well, a lot of practical issues, as in, where do I find this ingredient and where do I find that? So it doesn't have to be in support, as in breaking down and you have someone supporting you, but sometimes what we do is we post stuff when we find it, because it's not easy to find everything in one place over here. We're lucky because 3 years ago is different from how it is now. You find a lot of the ingredients on the market, but everything is in a different supermarket or in a different shop. So we always share tips, we always share what we find. So on that page, whoever finds, like, let's say mock meat somewhere, or a butter or something, will say, oh, I found this butter in the supermarket and it's that much. So we take photos, we share information, we share recipes, and we get together as well. Last year there was the organic foods exhibition over here, and the organizers were very sweet. They gave us a stand to promote veganism.
Nice.
So there was a whole bunch of us. We baked cakes and food, and we just gave people samplers, and we talked about vegan lifestyle. So we had a lot of interest from people. And that year what they did, they had lectures and a lunch during the day for the people attending the lectures. That year they decided to do all the food vegan. So the entire exhibition was eating vegan food by default over lunch. So that was a very nice experience, and we took turns just manning the stand amongst all of us, and we met very interesting people. So that was really nice. Yeah.
So why did you become vegan?
Well, I mean, primarily, the only reason I became vegetarian to start with and then vegan is because of the cruelty involved in non-vegan food, and I don't want to take part in any of that. So if I can survive and be on a healthier lifestyle, and in that process not harm animals and not harm the environment, then I think I'm doing the right thing. So it was primarily for animal rights and for cruelty, and I thought mistakenly that there are some foods that I couldn't really let go of. So I wanted to become vegan for years before that, but I thought I couldn't do it. And then I just decided to do it for a week, and then it was just so easy. So it was a big misconception. So that's the only part that I feel like I wish I'd tried that before.
Yeah.
So yeah, my primary thing is animals.
Do you have any tips for people that want to go vegan?
Well, yeah, I mean, as I said, if you take it one step at a time, because it can be daunting, it can be, people think it's a huge step. And as long as you keep on eating a varied diet and you try and include a variety of foods all day, the whole time, every single day, and think about what you're eating, it will soon become a lifestyle, and it will soon become something that you can just not think about anymore. But I can understand the challenge, because especially in Dubai as well, you have to prepare most of your food. So each meal you have to prepare it. Yes, there are ready-made foods. Yes, there are frozen foods and everything. But primarily you have to cook every single meal. So maybe that is a bit worrying for some people, especially people who have a very busy lifestyle. But you can find like takeaway and deliveries, and there are lots of options that you can buy as a vegan over here. You have a huge Indian community over here, so you have a lot of Indian food that can easily be made vegan. You have a lot of Arabic and Lebanese food specifically that has many vegan dishes. So even if you can't prepare your own food, you can't say there's not much available on the market. So it's easy to become it. It's just that you have to decide and don't believe all the myths like I can't let go of cheese and I'll miss this and I'll miss that. You will miss nothing. It's, for me at least, I just like, you get used to the new lifestyle and the new food and you enjoy it more.
Thank you, Dana.
Thanks to you. Thank
Nice
you.
one.